You're at the port, luggage checked, boarding pass in hand, vacation mode on. But here's the twist. Some of what's in your suitcase might never make it past security. Cruise lines quietly updated their banned item lists for 2025, and what used to be harmless, a power strip, a drone, even a Bluetooth speaker, can now stop you at the scanner. After 30-plus cruises, I've seen rules change faster than itineraries. Tiny updates that decide whether you start your vacation or start explaining your luggage to a security officer. By the end of this video, you'll know all 15 new bans. And trust me, number 7 shocks even the most loyal cruisers. Number 1. Power strips and multi-plug outlets. Power strips and multi-plug adapters, once a cruiser's secret weapon for charging everything at once, are now officially banned on most major cruise lines. You've just boarded, you're unpacking, cameras charging, phones buzzing, and suddenly security knocks. They found a power strip in your bag. It's been flagged and confiscated. You can pick it up when the cruise ends. If you remember, most passengers think, it's just an outlet splitter, what's the harm? But here's the truth. Cruise ship electrical systems are delicate. A cheap surge protector can overload cabin wiring, trip breakers, or even start a small fire. Royal Caribbean and Carnival updated their official prohibited lists in 2025 to include all multi-outlet cords, even the ones labeled cruise safe. And this isn't theory. In 2024, a single faulty strip caused a corridor power outage on embarkation day, delaying sail away for hundreds of guests. The captain's report called it a preventable electrical event. Translation: no more exceptions. So why does this matter for you? Because one small packing mistake can hold up your luggage or, worse, your boarding. Security doesn't debate voltage. They just pull the item and move on. Pro tip: pack a USB-only charging hub. No surge protection, no outlets, just clean USB power. It's approved across every major line and will keep your devices juiced without raising a single eyebrow at security. Small change, big peace of mind, and your vacation starts smooth, not stalled. Number 2. Travel routers and network devices. Those tiny pocket Wi-Fi routers you used to bring on cruises? They're now officially banned on almost every major cruise line in 2025. Most passengers think, it's my own device. How could it possibly cause a problem? But here's the catch. Cruise ships run on closed internal networks that connect everything, from navigation and weather systems to medical alerts and engine controls. Even a small consumer router can broadcast rogue frequencies that interfere with those systems. It's happened before. On a Royal Caribbean sailing last year, a passenger's travel router automatically created a new signal mid-voyage. Within minutes, the ship's network detected it. Security traced the signal right back to a cabin, confiscated the device, and issued a written warning. The guests didn't lose their cruise, but they did lose internet for the rest of the trip. This matters because in 2025, cruise lines have tightened how guests connect at sea. They're not just selling Wi-Fi anymore, they're protecting it. Royal Caribbean, MSC, and Carnival now list routers, hotspots, and personal networking gear under prohibited tech. The policy is strict. Any device that rebroadcasts or extends a signal gets held until disembarkation. Pro tip: skip the gadgets and use the official ship Wi-Fi plan. It's encrypted, approved, and often includes chat-only or social media packages for cheaper connectivity. Some ships even offer local intranet chat for free. It's slower than your router, sure, but it's the only connection that won't get you flagged by the ship's tech team. Number 3. Bluetooth speakers in public areas. Your Bluetooth speaker, that little travel companion you love for beach days and cabin tunes, is now banned in most public areas on cruise ships. It sounds small, right? But this change hit hard in 2025 when Carnival and several other lines made the move official. Why? Because what started as fun music by the pool turned into full-blown volume wars on open decks. One group blasting country, another fighting back with EDM, and suddenly, the sound of the ocean got replaced with chaos. On one sailing last summer, a passenger's balcony speaker played late into the night. It echoed across multiple decks, and security had to step in 3 times before finally confiscating it. That guest vacation vibe? Gone. And their speaker? Locked in storage until the ship returned to port. Most travelers realized that cruise lines now include personal sound devices on their prohibited lists. It's not about being strict, it's about atmosphere. Ships are designed for shared spaces, calm mornings, and quiet sunsets. Loud music disrupts that balance and triggers complaints faster than almost anything else on board. If security finds your Bluetooth speaker during bag checks, they'll hold it for the duration of the cruise. You'll get a claim ticket, but no playlist. Pro tip: bring noise-canceling headphones or use your cabin's built-in entertainment system. Some newer ships even have Bluetooth-enabled mirrors that sync privately to your phone. Same music, no noise, no problem. Because nothing ruins a sea day faster than becoming the reason everyone else can hear the waves. Number 4. Blenders and immersion mixers. Blenders, portable smoothie makers, and even those tiny immersion mixers are quietly finding their way onto cruise lines' banned lists in 2025. At first glance, it sounds ridiculous. It's just a small blender. I use it for my morning shake. But here's the thing most passengers don't know. Those compact motors can overheat fast in cruise cabins. The outlets are limited, the voltage is sensitive, and one sticky leak or jammed blade can trip the circuit in seconds. A few months ago, a traveler shared on a cruise forum how her mini blender leaked during use. The liquid seeped into the power base, smoked, and set off her cabin's smoke detector. Within minutes, crew arrived, checked for fire damage, and confiscated the device. No harm done, except a cabin inspection and a red mark on her security record. Cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and MSC now treat blenders, coffee makers, and any small appliances with heating coils or spinning blades as a single risk category. Even if your blender's cold blend only, security may still hold it until disembarkation. Cabins are compact. There's no ventilation if a motor fails or overheats. A single spark can disrupt hundreds of guests. Pro tip: skip the gadgets. Use the ship's cafe or smoothie bar. They've got every flavor and blend imaginable. No cleanup, no spills, no risk. And you'll be sipping that smoothie with a view of the open sea, not explaining it to security. Number 5. Baby monitors and radio transmitters. If you're cruising with little ones, here's a surprise most parents never see coming. Baby monitors are now being flagged and confiscated on many major cruise lines. Sounds extreme, right? But the reason isn't comfort. It's communication interference. Cruise ships operate on highly tuned radio frequencies for everything from navigation and emergency alerts to crew communication. Even a low-powered baby monitor can overlap with those channels, creating what security calls signal bleed. One family learned this the hard way on a Royal Caribbean sailing earlier this year. They packed a simple audio monitor to keep an ear on their sleeping toddler in a connecting cabin. Within an hour, tech officers picked up unexplained static on the cruise safety frequency. The source? That baby monitor. Security politely confiscated it and left a written note explaining why. And here's what matters most. This rule isn't always written in bold print. Some cruise lines don't list baby monitors explicitly, but enforcement is growing fast in 2025. It's the same logic used for walkie-talkies and wireless transmitters. Anything that sends or receives a signal outside your cabin network is a potential risk. Even one rogue frequency can delay emergency communication or trigger false alerts. Ships can't afford that kind of noise, literally. Pro tip: skip the transmitter. Use the ship's in-cabin phone system or official mobile app to check in between rooms. Many lines now let families on the same booking message for free. No interference, no confiscation, and total peace of mind for you and the bridge crew. Number 6. Motorized scooters and e-bikes. In 2025, cruise lines got serious about something travelers have long debated. Motorized scooters, e-bikes, and mopeds are now on the restricted list. Now, let's be clear, we're not talking about mobility scooters for medical use. Those are fully allowed with documentation. This crackdown targets recreational electric scooters, the kind people use to zip around ports or decks for fun. Most passengers think, it's small, it folds, it's safe. But the truth is, even idle lithium batteries can turn dangerous at sea. Cruise lines have seen too many close calls, from overheated scooter packs in checked luggage to e-bike batteries that started smoking on embarkation day. One MSC sailing in 2024 delayed boarding for nearly an hour when a passenger's scooter battery began to swell under the terminal's heat scanners. Why such concern? Lithium batteries burn hot, and once ignited, they're nearly impossible to extinguish. Add that to tight hallways, enclosed decks, and shared elevators, and you've got a real fire hazard. That's why Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian now classify personal scooters and e-bikes as restricted items, even if they're powered off. If security spots one in your bag or during check-in, it's getting tagged and held until the ship returns home. No exceptions, no refunds for the hassle. Pro tip: rent eco-scooters or bikes locally at each port. Most cruise destinations now offer certified vendors with land-approved batteries. You'll still get your freedom to explore, just without the risk of watching your ride roll away to security storage. Number 7. Personal drones. That drone you bought for epic ocean shots? It's now banned for use on board almost every major cruise line in 2025, no exceptions. Drones have always lived in a gray area. For years, passengers quietly packed them in checked luggage, promising to only use them on land. But here's the truth: too many people broke that promise. From balcony flights to pool deck launches, drones started showing up where they absolutely shouldn't, in the airspace over open decks and lifeboats. In one viral case, a guest on a Royal Caribbean sailing tried to launch a small drone from their balcony to film the sunset. Within minutes, crew members spotted it hovering near the navigation mast, dangerously close to restricted radar zones. The drone was confiscated, the guest fined, and their boarding privileges for future cruises suspended. Ships are floating cities with tight airspace regulations. A single drone can interfere with radar systems, distract officers on the bridge, or, worst of all, injure someone if wind gusts send it off course. That's why cruise lines like Carnival, Disney, and MSC now clearly list drones as prohibited for use anywhere on board. The catch? You can still bring a drone for approved land excursions. It just has to stay packed while the ship is sailing. Pro tip: if you want those jaw-dropping aerial shots, use official drone excursions or shore-approved launches. Many ports have local operators who handle the flight legally, and you still get your footage without risking your vacation or your drone. Number 8. Walkie-talkies and two-way radios. Walkie-talkies might seem like the perfect family communication hack at sea, but in 2025, they've become one of the most quietly restricted gadgets on cruise ships. Most travelers think it's harmless, just a way to check in with the kids or coordinate dinner plans. But here's the truth: even low-range walkie-talkies can overlap with frequencies used by the crew for emergency coordination and ship-to-shore communication. On a Carnival sailing last year, a family used long-range radios to find each other on embarkation day. Within minutes, static interference popped up on the crew channel used for lifeboat drills. Security traced it back to the family's cabin and confiscated both devices. The parents were stunned. They hadn't even turned them to a high-power setting. Cruise lines aren't banning them out of inconvenience. They're doing it for clarity and safety. The bridge needs clean, uninterrupted signals when emergencies happen, not competing chatter or frequency bleed from guest devices. In 2025, more ships are installing advanced digital comms that automatically detect interference. If your device pings on their network, security gets an alert, and your family radio gets pulled. Pro tip: use the cruise line's official mobile app. Most now include onboard messaging for a few dollars or even free under the ship's Wi-Fi plan. It's instant, private, and completely safe. No static, no interference, and no awkward call from the bridge asking you to turn off your toy radios. Number 9. Electric blankets and heating pads. They look cozy and harmless. But in 2025, electric blankets and heating pads officially joined the list of items cruise lines will stop at the scanner. Most passengers think, it's just a blanket. How dangerous could it be? But here's the reality. Inside every one of those soft layers is a heating coil that can overheat in seconds when cabin voltage fluctuates. Cruise cabins don't have the same airflow or circuit protection as home bedrooms, which means even a small malfunction can turn into smoke before anyone notices. On a Royal Caribbean sailing last winter, a guest plugged in a low-wattage heating pad to ease a sore back. Within minutes, the bedding started to discolor and the smoke detector went off. The pad didn't burst into flames, but it filled the hallway with burnt plastic smell, triggering a full cabin inspection and a warning notice. That single mistake delayed sail away by half an hour. Fire is the #1 risk at sea. Once heat builds inside a cruise cabin, there's nowhere for it to go. That's why lines like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and MSC now list electric blankets, heating pads, and personal warmers under flammable items and heating elements. They'll be confiscated immediately, no exceptions, even for medical use. Pro tip: if you run cold at night, ask your cabin attendant for an extra duvet or fleece. They'll happily bring it. It's warmer, safer, and won't end with security knocking on your stateroom door. Number 10. Candles and open flames. No matter how calm the seas are, one thing cruise lines never take chances on is fire. And that's why candles, incense, and anything with an open flame are completely banned on every major cruise ship. Most travelers think, it's just one little tea candle. How bad could it be? But the truth is, even a small flicker can set off a chain reaction. Cruise cabins are compact, with ventilation systems that circulate air between rooms. A tiny flame can throw off enough smoke to trigger alarms across multiple decks. And when that happens, the ship's entire fire response protocol kicks in. There's a true story from a Carnival sailing where a guest lit a single scented candle for ambience. Within minutes, the detector went off, emergency lights flashed, and crew members raced to the cabin expecting a fire. The candle was out, but the embarrassment wasn't. The guest was fined and received a written warning for violating ship policy. At sea, there's no local fire department coming to help. Every second counts, and even false alarms waste valuable crew response time. That's why cruise lines keep this rule absolute. No flame means no exceptions. Pro tip: if you like setting a mood, bring LED tea lights or battery-powered diffusers. They look great, smell great, and won't send you home with a confiscation slip. Keep your vibe, skip the flame, and enjoy that ocean glow without the smoke alarm chorus. Number 11. Cabin door decorations and symbols. Decorating your cabin door used to be a fun cruise tradition: birthdays, anniversaries, themed vacations. But in 2025, cruise lines quietly tightened the rules on what you can and can't display, and it's catching guests off guard. Here's why. Most passengers think, it's just magnets, who cares? But a few viral moments changed everything. Late last year, a Carnival sailing made headlines when passengers used upside-down pineapple magnets, a symbol widely recognized in the swinger community, as a lighthearted joke. Other guests complained, photos spread online, and Carnival had to step in. Crew members were instructed to remove any decor that could be seen as inappropriate or confusing for families. Since then, enforcement's gotten stricter. Cruise Lines Haven banned all door decorations, but they've made it clear that anything suggestive, offensive, or difficult to remove could get taken down. Some ships now even post reminders in embarkation terminals. Door decorations must be family-friendly and damage-free. Cabin doors are shared spaces. They face public hallways where kids and families pass every day. What feels like a personal joke to one passenger can be a complaint to another. And on modern ships with thousands of guests, one complaint can bring a security visit to your room. Pro tip: keep it simple and fun. Use flat magnets or removable command strips for birthdays or celebrations. Skip the symbols, skip the controversy, and your cabin stays festive, friendly, and off the security radar. Number 12. Surge-protected adapters. Here's the rule that surprises even seasoned cruisers. Surge-protected power adapters are officially banned on most cruise lines in 2025. You'd think labeling it cruise safe would help. It doesn't. Security sees that little reset button and instantly pulls it from your bag. Most passengers have no idea why, but the answer is simple: fire prevention. Surge protectors contain built-in voltage regulators, tiny fuses designed to trip when power spikes. But on a ship, even a quick power surge can overload sensitive circuits and trigger an electrical fault. There's a real story that made the rounds in a Royal Caribbean forum last year. A guest used a brand new surge-protected cube in their cabin to charge a phone and laptop. Midday, the breaker popped. Lights went out across 3 rooms. Engineering traced it to that adapter. The guest didn't face a fine, but their equipment was confiscated for the rest of the cruise. Cruise lines now mention surge-protected devices specifically in their prohibited lists, alongside irons and kettles. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, all enforcing the same rule. One small spark in a closed cabin can spread in seconds. That's why this isn't just a policy update. It's a zero-tolerance rule. Pro tip: Bring a USB-only power hub with no surge or reset button. They're cheap, lightweight, and 100% compliant. You'll keep every device charged, your luggage unflagged, and your cruise start perfectly stress-free. No rewiring, no warnings, just smooth sailing. Number 13. Outside alcohol and unsealed beverages. That harmless bottle of wine or pre-mixed cocktail you tossed into your luggage. In 2025, it could be the reason your bags get pulled aside at embarkation. Cruise lines have tightened their alcohol policies more than ever, and they reinforcing them with scanners, sniff tests, and random inspections. What used to be a casual rule, a bottle or two is fine, is now crystal clear. Most lines only allow one sealed 750 milliliters bottle of wine per adult. Anything else gets flagged and confiscated. There's a story from a Carnival embarkation last spring. A couple tried sneaking vodka into water bottles, thinking the old tricks still worked. Security spotted the seal mismatch immediately. The bottles were tested, confiscated, and their bags delayed for over an hour. They made it on board, but missed sail away and got a warning letter. Cruise lines aren't just being strict for revenue. It's about safety, control, and guest behavior. Alcohol smuggling creates risks, from contaminated liquids to passengers overdrinking in unsupervised areas. Plus, customs laws vary by port, and cruise companies face steep penalties if they're caught with undeclared spirits. Pro tip: follow the official policy to the letter. Bring one sealed bottle of wine per adult. Not liquor, not premixed drinks. And pack it in your carry-on for inspection. If you want to save money, many lines offer wine night specials or allow you to pay a small corkage fee to enjoy your own bottle at dinner. It's legal, easy, and keeps your vacation flowing smoothly. Number 14. Vape pens in cabins. If you thought vaping was the loophole to cruise smoking rules, 2025 just closed that gap. Vape pens and e-cigarettes are now banned inside cabins and on balconies across nearly every major cruise line. Most travelers think it's just vapor, not smoke. No one will notice. But ship sensors do. Cruise smoke detectors are ultra-sensitive and can't tell the difference between cigarette smoke and vapor mist. Even a few puffs can set off an alarm, and when that happens, the response is instant. A passenger on an MSC sailing last year learned that the hard way. They vaped near an open balcony door, assuming the ocean breeze would clear it out. Instead, the vapor got sucked into the cabin's return vent, tripped the detector, and triggered a security call. The guest was fined $250 and given a formal written warning. Repeat offenders risk being disembarked at the next port. No refunds, no appeals. At sea, false alarms are a big deal. When one cabin alarm goes off, the system automatically alerts crew across multiple decks. Every false call wastes time and drains crew resources meant for real emergencies. Pro tip: if you vape, stick to the designated outdoor smoking zones. Every cruise line has them clearly marked. They're safe, legal, and built to handle it. Your balcony is for sunsets, not smoke. Stay compliant, avoid fines, and enjoy your cruise without a knock from security. Number 15. Smart trackers and hidden cameras. You might not expect this one, but in 2025, cruise lines are cracking down on hidden cameras and unapproved smart trackers like never before. Most passengers think it's harmless. I just want to keep track of my luggage or record a cute cabin tour. But here's the problem. Ships are tightening their privacy and security rules after a surge in incidents involving unauthorized recordings and smart devices. Cruise lines now treat any hidden camera, even a tiny nanny cam, as a serious violation of guest privacy and maritime law. There was a real case last year aboard a Royal Caribbean ship. A guest hid a small motion-activated camera in their cabin to keep an eye on their belongings. Another passenger discovered it while staying in the same room the following cruise. The incident led to a full investigation, and Royal Caribbean reinforced its ban on all concealed recording devices. Even Apple AirTags and similar Bluetooth trackers are under review. While most cruise lines still allow them in luggage, placing them inside public or crew areas can violate ship policy and trigger security alerts. Ship systems can detect active Bluetooth pings that don't belong to registered devices, and when they do, security tracks them down. Cruise lines are committed to protecting guest privacy. Hidden recording devices can lead to fines, confiscation, or even being barred from future cruises. Pro tip: Use AirTags or smart trackers only for checked luggage. Never hide cameras or trackers in cabins or public spaces. Keep it transparent, keep it legal, and your next vacation will stay stress-free from port to port. Every year, cruise lines change a few rules. But 2025? This is the year everything tightened. From power strips to drones, from blenders to Bluetooth speakers. What used to be normal is now a red flag at security. And here's the truth. These bans aren't meant to ruin your trip. They're about safety, privacy, and making sure your vacation starts the moment you step on board, not after an awkward conversation at the X-ray scanner. Most passengers don't find out until it's too late, when they standing at the security table watching an item disappear into a confiscation bin. But not you. Now you know exactly what's changed, why it matters, and how to pack smarter. Here's your takeaway. Before every cruise, check the official prohibited items list for your cruise line. They update quietly, sometimes just days before sailing. A quick check can save you time, money, and stress. Pro tip: one last favor. Download your free cruise packing checklist. It's updated for 2025 and already includes all 15 new bans. It's the same list I use before every sailing, and it'll make sure you breeze through security like a pro. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and join the Cruise Smarter community.